Right. We are starting with the letter, an invitation letter sent to El Rufai and others in their ADC coalition last week in Kaduna. The coalition, right? The ADC. So they met, or they scheduled a meeting where they expected members of PDP, APC, and others to join them and march together in Kaduna officially. So while they were at it, the APC, Egbekegbe's thugs, invaded the venue, vandalized their cars, injured people who tried to resist them. The venue itself got its windows, vandalized as well, while the policemen who were supposed to provide security for the event were just looking away. So a few hours after the video made it to the internet, the Kaduna State Police Command issued a statement. And in that statement, they accused the ADC, El Rufai, and everyone in Kaduna as they accused them of, making trouble. They are troublemakers. So the police categorically said the attacks carried out by the APC thugs on these ADC guys was orchestrated by El Rufai and the leadership of ADC. This was last week. So meanwhile, they've traded words after that. And El Rufai himself had appeared on TV to try and kind of like hammer it further. So reactions left, right, and center, of course. Then yesterday, a letter made it to the public. It is an invitation letter from the Kaduna State Police Command. Now, the content, right, just for context, they said they are investigation activities, case of criminal conspiracy, inciting disturbance of public peace, mischief, and causing grievous hurt. This department is currently investigating the above-mentioned case involving the following members of your party. You are requested to come along with them to SCID to clarify allegations reported against them by the complainant on 8th September. El Rufai, Bashir Saidu, Jafaru Sani, Ubaidullah, Mohammed, Nasiru Maikano, Aminu Abita, Ahmed Rufai, Husseini. Maybe those ones are thugs. The one they said AKA 30, AKA Mekia. While anticipating your timely response, accept regards and best wishes of the Commissioner of Police, now and always. That's from the Commissioner of Police, Kaduna State. The reason you get attacked by the APC, Egbekegbe, and their thugs, right? You are still going to get charged by the police for provoking them. If you go like violence for violence, you are still going to be the one they are going to hold, while you are going to see those sponsored by government walk free. I mean, we all saw the video. I saw it. I played it here, right? We also kind of saw the thugs themselves who were all over the place. We saw their victims and their, their mangled bodies and all that. Not mangled per se, but like, they caught the blood. I saw blood. We saw the vandalized cars, the vandalized hall. But guess who is now being invited by the police? The victims. But you probably don't have to feel any sympathy per se. You know why? The guy who they are coming for is the one who put the guys in power in Kaduna by rigging the guy in after the people obviously rejected APC, like what happened in Lagos, right? That was what happened in Kaduna as well. But they managed to rig him in. It didn't take long, right, before Dangote trailer, passed their midst. And then since then, everything that they learned from El Rufai, like publicly lying and, be bold, confident in that lies. And at the same time, the impunity of, how dare you think you can come into this state that I am in power, and think you're going to be allowed to start forming political groups like that. It's not going to happen. Herufaya did it. He did. And right now, that seems to be the same dish they are serving the ADC, as horrible as it is. So Herufaya himself is in Owerri as we speak. However, there's something that the APC, I have said this before and I'm saying it again. I just need you to please pay attention. Look at the pattern. Stop it. It's like, them attacking themselves too, right? But just look at the pattern from, what do you call it? From the northeast to northwest, from the north central to the southwest to the southeast, and all of that. You realize that the only modus operandi where APC feels like they hold control, hold people down. I mean, they've held people down for so long. The only way to keep the control is violence. Of course, tribalism and their bigotry is also an ingredient, but violence is the key. Apart from those they're going to give money to buy, you know what I mean? But violence, telling you that, listen, I have actually heard them too, like publicly and privately, right? That what happened in 2023 will not happen again in your 2027. And by that, what they mean by that is that they probably allowed your fake democracy or so, right, to appear to be like, in play until the last minute when they felt like, no, you have to close it. Then they changed the goalpost in the middle of the game, right? The Ronukus in the Southwest have already said that they will declare anybody that is running against Tifnumbu, or if you are supporting anybody that is running against Tifnumbu in the Southwest, in Yoruba land, in 2027, you'll be considered as an existential enemy. Whether you are Yoruba or you are not Yoruba, it doesn't matter. And in fact, they said they are going to go after those who are going to be parading themselves as opposition leaders in Yoruba land. Violence for violence. There are some of them who are already making proposals that they must not allow anything ADC in Southwest. They must not let them have any chance of grouping, talk less of campaigning, none of their posters. And if they have anybody who is running as ADC anything in this their coalition, or have been a Labour Party in the Southwest region, they will be declared as enemies. I said that on this program, and I think it's already happening. It is, because today, right, GRV, the same guy that shook them during that the obedience wave, Badebo, Rufai, right? He is on the verge of moving to their coalition, ADC. And he was going to make a declaration for that ahead this weekend. Okay, so they've secured about 4 locations, meaning about 4 local government areas from Alimosho down to Etiosa and all that, where they expected to kind of pull the crowd in these areas and officially say their governorship candidate in Labour Party is now going to ADC coalition. Well, I think they had everything sorted out. The venue, the participants, and the whole agenda or program until last night when they received a call from the police commissioner too. Why? The police commissioner said that from the highest authority, they received an intel that if they allow them to gather anywhere, it is going to cause a public disturbance. So therefore, police has cancelled that gathering. They've cancelled that declaration in Lagos. And this is just 2020 what? 2025. You still have 2026 before you even have that your charade. The symptoms, now they say I'm small, as much as a lot of them already have given up on what used to be the talk of electoral reform, constitutional reform, and all those reform. People are currently lost in the shovel of how they really are going to, navigate through Tifnumbu's new sheriff in town. So Atiku said something about that today when he said that under Tifnumbu, Nigeria is now sliding into a terrible dictatorship. Something that if you are an opposition, you are not seen as an opposition. You are seen, by the people in power. You are seen as an enemy, and in that stance, enemy is to be exterminated. So you are not seen as citizens or Nigerians yourself. No, you are seen as an enemy. So the instrument of the state, right, is unleashed on you. They spy on you, tap your phone, make up something, just, while others are saying, no. The oppositions are deluded because they are divided. And that is why Tifnubu could do anything. Tifnubu would do anything and is going to get away with it. So in Lagos, GRV and his own guys, they had to go to go see the police. Why did you have to cancel our program? Like, you don't even have that power. You don't have such power. Why would you do that? Well, they do.
He's our governor.
We came to we are the Lion Fields now at Alimosho. We are supposed to have our event tomorrow on the 6th. As of yesterday, we heard that the police have taken over the field, the venue. We've come and see what's going on because police are our friends and we believe that they are here to protect us and make sure that the place is safe. So no issues. We are going to go see the Commissioner of Police to discuss, using this field. We wrote a letter, so come in here. Explain the process that we're going through.
We are the planning committee of the event. We wrote a letter of notification to both the area command and the one estate police station here, and it has been minuted upon and forwarded to the Commissioner of Police about 3 days ago. Up to now, we await the approval, so to say. So on getting here this morning, we found out that the place has been kind of condoled off with policemen, and we were told that we need to go and see the Commissioner of Police. And as His Excellency has said, we know police, they are our friend, they are here to protect us. And it is our right to also...
Yes, it's our constitutional right to gather. We are not doing a rally, we are not doing a protest, we just want to gather as an organization. And there is nothing wrong with that. That is why we are free, that's why we are in Nigeria, that's why we are in a democracy, that's why we are not under military rule. Yes. So we are going to go and see the Commissioner now. And by God's grace, we'll get a favorable response.
GRV, Badebo, Rufai. So at the end of the day, the reason they gave him was that for security reason, they can't let them do it. What do you mean? Like, okay, you receive an intel, right, that says APC hired thugs are coming to attack them. Isn't that like what they call the heads up for the police? Like, the information came to you and said, oh, there's an event scheduled to take place in so areas. Yeah? So we heard that some people are coming to come and disrupt it. In order to maintain peace, what do you do as policemen? You protect the people that have the legal right to be there, to assemble and do whatever business they want to do. You don't cancel it. Like, you don't deny them access to the venue. There is no law that says you have to write police before you gather anywhere. Do you know that? There is even a Supreme Court ruling on that. It's a lawless place, so what am I even saying? I'm talking about a lawless place. There is no way anything logical is going to make sense. But it is simple, right? And if you probably have the identity of those who are coming to disrupt their meeting. Then you arrest them. Those are the ones you are even going to invite. You know, it's a Sego. We hear that these guys are going to go and attack the ADC political gathering. We want you to bring them to our office. This is Commissioner of Police. Bring those people because they said they are your boys. So I want them to come here and write a statement that they won't cause any trouble. Because if anything happens, they will be arrested. That is the police work. But not in Nigeria, especially not in Lagos. You know what I mean? There's a rule for them, there's a rule for thee. Yeah? So their own is that they can't gather. You must make sure that they don't gather. They don't have any reason to have any people, they must not, if you see any of their poster anywhere, tear them down. All of you are making billboards and all of that. If we see you post the billboard of opposition, they're already doing it. Yeah? So it's like a coordinated war on you. Like there's no way out. You have to accept APC. Now APC. If you don't want APC, that's your problem, but it must be APC. And they are the one calling people fascist. Fascists are those who always want their own way. If you disagree with them, you are going to be declared the enemy of states. Isn't that the APC? Because according to them, number one, nobody should even dare to run against APC in Lagos. So any party that if Tinubu says is the party there, nobody should stand up against it. If you did, then you are going to be considered as an enemy. So they have taken that mentality to the federal now, your national level. So you have seen the tribalism, the bigotry, and of course, the chronic cronyism, they call it. I think they call it cronyism, something like that. It's chronic, it's mental, you know. People say maybe they should have enough. No, they don't. They will never have enough, right? So again, it's just to kind of like keep tab and keeping the records. Because some of you, by the time you get to the 2026, there's some things that will begin to happen. And as usual, a lot of us will begin to be like, how did we get here? What has this country turned to? What is really going on? But to people on the Temple of Truth, I don't think we can ever be so shocked by their madness in any way. And that's why sometimes you feel like, oh, you can predict what's going to happen next. It's because we keep record and we keep tab. And yeah, Stockholm Syndrome doesn't really work that well here that much. Yeah? Talking about Stockholm Syndrome. Yesterday, all over their media, but day before that, and the day before that, and then yesterday, all over their media, they were talking about this 5% fuel tax. So I decided to go and check a bit on it, right? While the APC, the Ronu bastards, the Ronu Nazis, are waiting for a possible propaganda-laced stories that they can use to deflect a lot of people from asking these questions as they were so surprised. So the kind of the rider they were using then was that no, it's not new. It's always been there, right? It's just that no government implemented it. So Tinubu wants to implement it, right? And it's going to start in January. Even the Ronukus who are also going to be affected. In order for the Tinubu and his gang not to look bad, the Ronukus are looking for something to tell people that it is not that bad, it's good. Okay, so what happened? They said they put this 5% fuel tax, right, in order to discourage the usage of fossil fuel. So this your fuel like the aviation fuel, your diesel, your petrol, I don't know if cooking gas is part of it or not. I'm not sure, but you see that three. Then other industrial sort of like fuels like that. To discourage people from using it and go on and do this their green energy. You know that one that they will ask you that to cut down the carbon that you are emitting. Cut down your carbon dioxide you are emitting. Because of that, to discourage in Nigeria, where you have countries like America, you have countries like America, countries like China, and some other industrialized countries all over the world that are manufacturing countries that are emitting